Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're at Bouken's Adventure. I'm Ian.
I'm Debbie.
And guess where we are today? We are continuing our hunt for our next RV after ours is destroyed in Hurricane Beryl. But we're at someplace a little different today. We are at a consignment RV dealership called PPL. PPL is something started here in Houston, Texas. They have 5 locations and they have a lot of great used RVs here. So what do you think, honey?
I think it's a great chance to get a great deal. So come along with us. We're going to climb in, maybe crawl under, and maybe crank an engine or two in our search for our next home on the road.
That sounds like a plan to me, including the win. So come along with us. So the first thing we're gonna look at here, this is a 2009 Ventana. And sometimes the challenges of looking at RVs at a consignment place are you notice that all the slides are closed. Now, we can go get a salesperson to come fire this up and move the slides out, which we might do if we like the floor plan. We have not been inside yet, but that's some of the challenges. You go to some of the new lots, of course, they have all the coaches plugged in, slides open, makes it a little easier, but you do have a salesperson following you around, which can be good or bad, right? So
Depends.
it does depend. So we're gonna take a look at this 2009 Ventana. The price is right. It meets some of the things on our checklist, which we'll talk about here in a few minutes, but let's go take a look. What's amazing about the 2009 Fleetwood Revolution LE is the storage compartments kind of threw us off. The first one we thought was gonna be a pass-through all the way through, but there's some hidden gems in here we were not expecting. For example, this first compartment you open up and... Are you asleep in there?
You're taking too long.
I'm taking too long. Well, at least, just saying, at least enough room for her in there. What do you think? But the interesting part about this is these are all plastic inside. So you don't have to worry about moisture. And I wonder what's underneath there. I have to take a look underneath the coach to see how that's built. Well, it does have a TV right here. And kind of surprising, you open up this compartment here, they did put in a 36-inch flat top or grill. It's not Blackstone, it is an outdoor gourmet, but it is on a more right tray. Which, there we go. It's on a more right tray that comes out. Do have a nice gas line hooked up already. It's a half tray. In other words, there's a tray on the other side that goes the opposite direction in the base storage, the pass-through. And then there's one more pass-through storage right here. Got your extra chairs and your ladder for the back. And then one more compartment here on this side. Come with me. You have your batteries and your inverter hookup right here and your leveling system. Your battery disconnects in there. For 2009, they've done a lot of things in this coach. And this is more electrical components here in the back, and then your final compartment right here should be, let's take a look, access to your filters. How nice is it to have all your filters right here? They can do your maintenance right from the side instead of trying to crawl through the back or come through the top of the engine and a diesel pusher. So this Revolution LE does have a little discoloration here. I don't see any delamination. It is a side radiator, something we're definitely interested in. Let's take a look at the wet bay here. Oh, nice. I'll have all your hookups right here. Sometimes what you look at is this tray right here can rot out in the Fleetwoods. I don't see any rot anywhere in here, which is nice. One filter right here. This panel has come loose. You have your power gear up there for your slide control. Pretty good shape. Down here, take a look. You have a power reel for your 50 amp cord. There's a pass through. And this is the other tray that I mentioned from the other side. The grill's on the other side. But look at this. Aluminum doors. There's no fiberboard on here. No wood, it's all metal. You don't have to worry about rot. Love it. Final compartment up here. Propane. Got plenty of room to fill your propane. Do a little storage on the side there. Do have your extra hookup for if you're staying somewhere long term. They put the easy hookup in where you put an external tank out here. So evidently someone's probably lived in this one for a while. And up here is your control electronics and access to get to the generator in the front. There's a release handle there, and it's also where you can plug in for air if you need to air up your tires. Wow. This is a new unit they brought in 2009 in trade, or not trade, but consignment. And we're liking it so far. It's in the right price range. Take a look, honey. I don't know what we're gonna be able to see because the slides are currently closed and I don't think the coach is powered up. But it does have a residential refrigerator, Samsung. You can't walk through here, which is a challenge. Now, some of the coaches, honey, we looked at when it's in the travel position, I mean, you have to like turn sideways and try to wiggle your way through, but there's a little room in here. You can actually get through. Maybe
You can get to the refrigerator in the bathroom, and that's all you need. The half bath.
that's the important part, especially when you're traveling down the road, because I need my snacks, and actually we both need the potty, just saying, right?
Old age.
Old age. Man, it's just us. It can't be just us. Doesn't it suck to get old? I'm just saying.
In some ways.
In some ways, that's true. Do like the layout. You do have a workstation over here. You have 2 individual chairs. You have solid surface countertops, half bath. We can't get through everything else unless we want to crawl over the bed. This is a nice setup. As we look through, if we come back to this coach, we'll record some content of the inside, but it does have a nice television back here, sound bar. For 2009, this is something else. Nice driver's area. This is on the Spartan chassis. Have plenty of storage up here. You have your travel TV up there. So if we like this, we're gonna come back and take a look and have the salesperson open up the slides. What difference does it make putting out the slides in this Revolution coach? Like the design, do like the fact that it have all rocker switches instead of the Silverfly or the touch screens and stuff that go bad. Just do wish this had an induction cooktop. It is propane. Also change the sink. This is a 2-piece sink. It doesn't have a dishwasher, right? So it does have, look at that, honey. This little pull out. So you have extra room right here for prep.
Like
It's caught on the carpet.
I like how much counter space there is.
Okay. Let's pull the carpet out. That's got to be fixed. And the way this floor works, I would definitely replace this carpet. What do you think about the layout of this?
I like the layout fine.
It doesn't have all the wish we want. We'd prefer to have the TV where we both sit like in a love seat or recliner and face it. This does have one recliner here and one there, and they are not attached. So you could, in theory, move them over here to watch the TV. Do have a sleeper sofa right here. So if you have guests, someplace to stay, enough room for the dinette, we're good to go. And the 3-side design gives you a playroom. I don't know about you. Dylan, what do you think about this? Is enough room? That's a wide hallway right there to get in. Now, the only challenge is you have all this room, and look how small these drawers are. Does have a Splendid washer and dryer, and your wardrobe storage in the back.
Green.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the design. Does have the max air fan and does have the rounded glass. Yeah, plenty of storage. Cedar line inside. See, even our son can even fit in there. Underneath this is the access hatch to the top of the engine. And look at this, got preheat for the engine block built in. I like that. Adjustable shelves back here as far as linen closet. And same thing up here. Medicine cabinet. Definitely dated, you think, with those little bulbs up there. It'd be a huge opportunity for LEDs. I'm just saying. Replace the carpet, upgrade to LEDs, and you're good to go. Take a look at the bathroom, half bath here. Easy access in the travel position, does have a max air fan. And solid surface counter, under mount sink.
This is not my favorite.
Porcelain toilet is a macerating
I
toilet.
like the little circular thing.
Not a bad design. It's going to take some upgrades. Well, honey, I don't know how much we'll be able to see inside this 2008 Foretravel. This is a, this is a 45-foot 2008 Foretravel. Don't have the master switch on. Can't find the power switch to turn lights on inside here, but it is well designed for 2008. A lot going on here. Does have some cracks in the mirror at the top. There's a lot of maintenance that needs to be done inside here. But take a look at this tile floor down here. Intricate design in the tile. Definitely matches the time period as far as decor, 2008. I want to take a look because Foretravel builds a very solid coach. This way we almost, not really custom like a Newell. It could be that level, but this is like the topper end of the Class A diesel pushers. And this particular time period, I'll show you real quick. This is not what we're going after. I'll show you some neat features on the outside that Foretravel had back in 2008, which were basically game changers for the entire industry. As I mentioned, we were on the inside of this 2008 Foretravel. Some unique options or unique designs that Foretravel's had for many years. Is take a look at this slide design. You notice there's no fascia board, right? It's molded. This is almost like a one-piece slide unit. Solid here, I mean really solid. Listen to that. Down here, same thing, solid. All the way down. You don't have particle board down here. You don't have Asdale or anything like that. This is just solid to go. Their slides are designed to be solid. And what I love most about them is, if you hear that, the sound quality or the sound deadening on their slides is probably the best, especially for this time period. Also, they use an air rubber boot instead of a wiper seal to seal this off. So once you get the slide out, it drops down. The air inflates, seals it off so you don't get any bugs inside, you don't get any noise from the outside, and definitely any wind. Definitely a great design. Now moving to the bay storage. We really can't do a bus storage like you might see on a Millennium coach or on a Prevost, right? Something else to show here is the way these doors are designed on this 2008 Foretravel. Look how these open. They come out and they go out to the side.
Like a bus.
Almost like a bus. The bus actually goes up like this, but a luxury coach, that's what you're looking for. Solid slide master, full slide through here, pass through. Since Foretravel also makes their own frames, it has a raised frame inside here, so you have basically this full storage all the way through without the frame rail coming through. Same thing here. Take a look at this, how this slides out. In here, we have a North Cold refrigerator freezer on a slide tray, ready to go. And these are electric trays, by the way. This is your sound bar right here. We also have some storage trays here. Your TVs right here comes out in this pull-out thing for your TV. Sound bar for music. And this final base storage right here. Access to all your coach batteries. They do have AGMs in here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 660 amp AGM batteries right here. Of course, it'd be nice to go to lithium. Nice bus bar design. And you do have an air hookup right here. Actually, it's propane hookup right here for if you do an outside grill. Foretravels are nice. Still have our price range, especially for this age of a Foretravel. But you definitely get the serious case of the wants.
Now, you wanted to give you an idea of the number of units here. Here are the Class Bs up front. There's C's over here to our right, and behind us moves over to the Class A's. First thing they have up are the diesel pushers you see here. Both sides of the aisle are diesel pushers. As we move towards the back on the right hand side, we'll start getting into the gas coaches. Here you can see the gas coaches right here. Quite a few on the right side here, and then straight ahead are gas coaches and a little bit on the left.
At least 3 rows of tow behinds or bumper pulls. And there are, I think, 9 rows of fifth wheels. So if you're looking for a consignment RV, your chance to find a model you're looking for are pretty high at one of these PPL lots. Something to think about when you're looking for another Class A. For us, we've been longtime Winnebago owners, and we know all the little quirks about them, especially the roof radius, even though this is a Tasca, something you have to maintain. For our next coach, especially in a diesel pusher, we would like to have a roof that's a little more on the lower maintenance side, right? So you just have to check it, especially a solid surface, fiberglass all the way through, not a Phylon roof like you see on a Tasca or on a Winnebago. I've done a few videos on how to fix, inspect, and replace the sealant on the roof radius on a Winnebago. Something you have to do every 6 months to a year. If I can find another coach I don't have to do that, I'm gonna be very happy. But with that said, since we are familiar with the part system, they have one of the best part systems out there for Winnebago. And a Tasca, that's a sister company. And the price is pretty good. This is a 41-foot 2013 Meridian, $118,995. It's a good price for a coach. And you have the confidence you can probably find the parts for it, either directly from Winnebago. They have a huge parts collection, but there's also a whole series of dealerships out there. Lickstein's a great one, located up in Indiana. that has access to Winnebago parts. So if you're looking for something as simple as a lens cover for even a 2013 or older, they're probably going to have it. Here's something I love about when people take care of their coaches. This is a 2004 Newmar Dutch Star. It's in great shape. The price is right. It's only $51,000 for this. We'll go take a look on the inside. But when you get into older coaches, the first thing I always look at are the headlights, right? Because usually they get milk out, and what do you do with them? These have already been replaced. Now, it's either a good sign they're taking care of their coach, or this has been wrecked, and they put new ones in there. But take a look at the paint job, I don't think this has been wrecked. They just put new headlight assemblies in there, so you don't have to worry about that milky look, and you have very effective headlights for going down the road. Love that. So this is a 2013 Anthem, right, from Entegra, and what we do like about it is it has a lot of the features and the layout we like. Problem is, when we're looking for a coach, we sort of made the decision we wanted a pre-deaf coach, and this is a deaf coach, unfortunately. So when we're looking at coaches, things that I look for, I don't know if you look for the same things. First thing, I go look at the tires. So we do have the Michelin on here, tires, but look at the date code down here, 25th week of 2017. So these need to be replaced already. So when you're looking at a used coach, especially consignment coach, it's like, okay, this is a negotiating deal. You know, they put new tires on, we would lower the price because this needs new tires. I wouldn't want to take this out on the road. Next thing I look at is look at the bottom of the slide, see if there's any issues going on here. If the slides are out, check the wiper seals, looking for maintenance. For our 13, it's pretty good shape. They did do some fixing up there. Looks like they have maybe a leak. They put some silicone on there. Not the best job, but sounds solid. Check this. Look down the side of the coach here. You see there's a little bow right here. So you're looking to see if there's any kind of delamination. Right here's a little loose. See how this is solid? So this is coming loose right here for some reason. That's why it's bowed out. So that could be due potentially to maybe a leak down in here into the wall from the TV. Something to make note of. Now, some of the things we want on our next coach are full slides, right here. And for me, raised rail or not, that's one thing, but I want manual. I know it's kind of cool to have a power slide, but it takes forever for them to come out. And if something goes wrong, just another maintenance issue. But this has manual slides, full slide here, good shape. Do like the fact that they do use aluminum throughout the entire bay door. None of that carpet stuff they use on speakers. I'm not gonna go open all these. It does have a Dometic refrigerator right here. Oh, let's pull it like this. Water filtration system, your converters in this area right here. Carpet. I would double check the bottom of this. Does have the corrugated bottom, so that's okay. Pretty good shape. You can see the back side. Over there, we'll talk about that when we get the other side of the coach. It has an aqua hot system. So one thing we're looking for our next coach and diesel pushers, we're looking for a side radiator. Makes maintenance easier. For example, you see this coach right here. It does have an oil cooler right here, but that's not the radiator, right? So all your filters and stuff like that, you have to access from the back. You've got calling things, or actually come through from the bedroom or the bathroom area in to get to your filters in some cases. This Entegra coach over here, this is a side radiator, which will go on the other side, but guess what? All your filters are right here. You change your fuel separator filter, your oil filters, all can be done right here. Unfortunately, this is a DEF unit, but it makes maintenance a lot easier. So we're looking for, when I said side radiator, this is where you'd find it. It's usually on the driver's side. This is where the air comes in, and what it does, it gives you plenty of room back here to access the engine. Now this probably has a release. Oh, there you go. So what I mean by a side radiator, you see back here, you lose a belt, which can happen, right here. This is actually kind of loose. It's interesting, the air conditioning compressor. Easy to get to your belts, get to your fuel separator, your filters, everything you get to, air cleaner, it's all right here. The reservoir tank makes life easy. So when we're looking for a coach, we want a side radiator and a diesel pusher. As we get older, maintenance, I can do my own maintenance. This makes it easier. Again, I'm gonna check bottom of the slides in good shape. Wiper seals are good. Check down the side of the coach for delamination. Do not see anything. Take a look inside the bay storage here. Usually always want to check your wet bay. This is usually what becomes rotten. All solid. They do have a tank sensor that fell off up in here somewhere. So evidently one of their water tanks inside waste holding tank sensor fell off. It's an easy fix. And stuff, but it does have the heated storage coming in there. You see the vent over there. So in a cold climate, you do have air coming in, keep this from freezing. The final component we want in our next coach is, if we go to an all-electric coach, let's get away from propane, is an aqua hot. This aqua hot, this controls both your heat and your hot water. So it provides heat to the coach, but also your hot water, but it does take some maintenance. Last time this filter was changed is in 2021, and this should be somewhere in the middle. You see it's low on fluid right here. So I'm not sure when the last time this is maintained, but at least every year you need to do maintenance on these aqua hots and they'll last you forever. If you don't do it, it's an expensive repair. But this is something we want in our next coach. And it does have a powered reel, 50 amp cord, good to go. Something else we like when you look at used units, that a lot of them already have what we're looking for. It does have the Gerard awnings. Well, actually, these are different awnings. But it does have the window awnings, especially in your hot climate. You're out in southern Texas and Florida or in maybe Arizona, right? You can open these awnings to keep the heat from going inside or the sunlight from going in and raising the temperature inside your coach. Story has it, these hooks look in good shape. I don't see the strap hanging down. It's probably never been used. That strap's missing. Looks like that strap's there, which will hook down here. And final thing I look at is look at the windows. These are double pane windows, and you're looking to see if there's frosting or condensation inside the glass, which needs to be fixed. This does not have it. So another thing you don't have to worry about maintenance wise. It'll probably happen down the road, but we're good to go. And looks like it's well maintained up here. Relays are good to go. That's your power relay. No issues. This is in good shape. First thing you're looking here is the driver's area. This is on the Spartan SES chassis. Nice driver area. Does have the rear camera on right now. Keep an eye on this. They have upgraded the stereo system. I do like Entegras. Does have your travel TV up here. There's a smart TV. Oh, it even has a Garmin RV unit. Seats are in pretty good shape. Little wearing right there. This has the wider passenger seat. So honey, looking at this layout, what do you think so far?
It's nice and open. I like that. It's got some nice decorative features as well.
It is dark though. And I'm not
dark
just
wood.
lights.
You mean dark wood. But
Dark wood.
I don't like the double sinks in the hallway. It's not my
Oh,
thing.
interesting point. So yes, this is the hallway. So it's separate from the
Toilet
water
and
closet area and
shower.
showers in here. Decent sized shower for a mid-coach design.
It's fine. I just don't want to stand in the hallway and brush my teeth.
Yes. Now this is another challenge when you go to a consignment lot. A lot of times you get the power turned on, you have to get a salesperson. They have the magic turn the power on in the coach. But RV King does have some condensation. That window over there needs to be dealt with. You have the two side windows, do have the two end tables, and it has the raised roof in the back. Looks like there's a little sagging right here.
Tell
We need
me.
to check that. Yeah, we need to check that from a different angle. But this is in pretty good shape for 13. Nice
It's
stuff. And
nice.
nice design. But then we have this gymnast here. Come to join us and help film and stuff. But we do have a GE convection microwave oven, 2-top induction burner. It does have a Fisher dishwasher. Is it 1-piece sink or 2? 2-piece. I would definitely want to change that. And they were getting ready to put their, oh, actually it's on the outside. They're working on their state stickers. But the only thing is your entertainment center is over to the driver's side of the coach. You have your smart television, fireplace. Does work out. We wanted a love seat across from the TV, but this is something we could work where someone could, this chair does move. You don't have to leave it right there. You can move it over here. And then you do have an L-shaped couch that comes out. You put your cushions on there, and now you have more room. This is a good design coach. Price is not bad. This is for $144. I think it's on sale for $140. The other challenge we have looking at coaches at a consignment lot, and we're in Houston, Texas, is the heat's coming up. So there's no air in this unit, so we're sweating. So I apologize about that. But what we're looking for, we talked about in previous videos, we're trying to figure out, do we want to get a coach to get us through until our retirement age, which is in about 5-6 years, because we miss having an RV after ours was destroyed? Or do we find one we get now that we're going to hit the road with and start doing the upgrades now? Get something like this Entegra coach, start, over the next few years, add solar panels, changing the batteries over to lithium, do things like that. Big decision. Currently, we're leaning towards maybe just getting something to get us by for a little while, so we get back on the road again because we missed that component. But when we're looking for a coach, we want to go ahead and move to a diesel pusher because we want the experience. I've driven diesel pushers. We've camped in them, but I haven't really owned one. I've owned gas coaches for many years. I know all the maintenance components in that aspect. But it'd be nice to spend a few years getting to learn all the quirks of having a diesel, what you do to maintain them and stuff. But also, we're looking for the increased towing capacity because we were pushing it with our Class A Winnebago, pulling a horse trailer, going to rodeos, etc. A diesel pusher would solve that problem. Now, some of the wants, honey, what you're looking for in our next coach, what do you want in the coach?
I want a half bath and a full bath. I want a separate washer and dryer. I don't like the combined unit. Lots of storage. Everybody says that, right? But lots of storage. I don't like light furniture colors simply because of the dirt that it will show. So I'm okay with dark cabinet. I like grays.
Great point about the grays. So you watch some of our videos. We'll put a link above. Some of the newer coaches, especially from Fleetwood, from Newmar, and even from Tiffin, grays, the color now for 24 and 2025, they look really nice and fit our color pattern.
They do, as long as they don't have too much white with it.
That's a great point, not too much white. Now, some of the things to look at, we talked about earlier in the video, looking for aqua hot system. Minimum of 3 slides. Definitely want the imposing slides in the living area because it gives you the extra living space. You feel like you're cramped up. That is one of the challenges of a Class A coach over, say, a fifth wheel. The fifth wheel, you feel you have a higher ceiling. You feel like you have more open room if you're living it full time. And having opposing slides in a Class A coach will give you some of that additional room you're looking for. And also in the back, in the bedroom, a minimum 1 slide back there because if you move that bed back, it gives you plenty of room between the end of the bed and the dresser in front of that. And that's where you're going to change and be walking through. So it's something to think about.
We will always have dogs too. So having it open on both sides gives them plenty of room to have the zoomies.
That's true. Now, the other big chances, I'll put a little video in here. Our Border Collies like to be on the dash. And the Class A coach is very easy to do. As far as a gas, diesel, you don't have the same size dash up there. So that might be a challenge. It might be a little irritated us when they have a smaller dash, but they'll adapt. They're Border Collies. Why are we at a consignment lot? Consignment lots such as PPL Motorhomes, it started here in Texas. They now have locations in Florida. They have 3 or 4 locations here. I think they actually put one in Arizona now. This is a place where our friends, for example, have sold their RVs. In other words, it's time to get rid of their RV and looking for a new one. Brought it to consignment lot. They do a good job of answering questions where people are looking and have a lot of used coaches in one location. Second great part about using a consignment lot is that unlike a dealership, if the owner of the coach gets to the point where I just want to get rid of it, you have negotiation room. You're able to lower the price, or they're able to lower the price and say, listen, I'll tell you what, this Entegra coach was asking $144. And I said, listen, there's some things I found on this coach. Tires are one thing. They're 2017s. They definitely need to be replaced. That's about $5,000 right there. Other things need to be addressed in the coach. Some little things such as the aqua hot has not been serviced, like that. You might come in and say, I'll offer you $135 for this and see what happens, right? And or I'll pay you $140, given the other things, and you replace the tires before you pick it up. Those are things you can do in a consignment lot. Many times you cannot do it at a dealership because the dealership brought in a certain place on a trade-in. They want to make the most money as possible, and they're not willing to negotiate as much as you can in a consignment lot. So that's another reason why we're here looking at PPL. Plus, we know the owners. They do a great job here. Some of the dislikes, you look at these coaches, right? The colors, right? This has a lot of dark wood in it, which makes it look luxurious and stuff. But if you're being in here 365 days a year, this can feel awfully claustrophobic. It's not like some of the newer coaches that have these huge windows light in. The dark coach, having all lights on, and that's why I'll show you a view above here of the ceiling. Reason why you see these coaches have 19 million puck lights, because that's what it takes to brighten this coach up to where you can actually see what you're doing. What did you say you didn't like over here?
The valance.
The valance. That's something that all RV manufacturers do. Like to put these valances, which hides the blinds. And sometimes they're nice, sometimes they're not. Most of the time, they're just dated, right? This looks like something from the 80s, even though this is a 2014. Meanwhile, our son is giving us signals over there. He's like, don't worry about it. Well, you just rip it out? What do you do?
You like it.
He likes it.
He likes it.
He likes it.
it.
Yeah, hey, going. I like it. Yeah. Something else we did not discuss. Another like is right here, the dinette we're sitting at. The last two coaches we had the dinette, where you slide in. That works, especially when you have kids and family. They like to sit there and do that. But as we get older, the idea, I can turn my legs like this and get up, as compared to going,
no scooching.
no scooching. That definitely fits. And you can adjust the table. Right now, of course, we have it in the tow position or in the travel position. So it's great for two people. It gives you all this extra room. But if we had guests over or a family over, we could extend this out. You fit 5 people at this table. So you don't have that luxury when you have a dinette built into your coach. So this is another like right here. Also, storage up here. We'll be doing some work from the road. So printer can go up here. Your monitors can go up here. A lot of utility in this design as compared to just having the dinette. Another challenge you have is space, right? You really have to like the person you're going to be with. You're going to be in these RVs full time, right? Because you basically have 350 square feet, even a 43-foot diesel pusher like this. And what did you say, honey? You want your what?
My space. Although there is an advantage to being here and he annoys me, I can reach in to smack him.
Okay. So you just saw that. I now have video proof. Spouse abuse right there. I know. I think we paid into the abuse fund, so I might need to collect on that. I've just been abused on video. I'm just saying. Any witnesses out there, put a comment below. Do you think that I just got accosted here on this video? Put a comment below. We didn't look at all the coaches here. We're trying to narrow it down to the coaches that are in our price range and have the floor plan we're looking for. The great thing about coming to PPL Motorhomes is that they send you emails each week. There's always new units coming in. So if you don't find exactly what you're looking for, you don't need to make a decision right now. We can say, okay, we'll just wait and see what else comes in down the road in the price range you're looking for. Plus also, we're planning on going up to Motorhomes in Texas. We mentioned this in a few videos. A challenge we have there, they're not open on weekends. So we have to schedule a time to go during the week. They will meet us on a Saturday if we make an appointment, but we don't want that pressure of someone coming in on a day off, meet us, because then they're going to follow you around and ask you a bunch of questions. I'm not sure that's how they operate. We just want to do that. So we hope you enjoyed this video. Put in the comments below if you've dealt with consignment RV dealerships in the past. What's been your experience? Did you enjoy it? Did you do a good job? Did you get a good deal? I'd like to hear more from you. So we're Bouken's Adventure. We hope this enjoyed this video. I'm Ian.
I'm Debbie.
And Dylan's over there, and we hope to see you on the road.